Okay, today we're going to try multiplying mixed numbers again. Now Monday we practice writing mixed numbers as improper fractions. Tuesday you practice writing improper fractions as mixed numbers. And both of those skills will come handy while you're multiplying mixed numbers. Now I've written down the steps, and if you want to pause the video so you can write them down, so you can have them as you're working, go ahead and do that. The first step is going to be to write any of your mixed numbers as improper fractions. Your second step is going to be to multiply your numerators. Your third step is going to be multiplying denominators. And your fourth step is if the product is an improper fraction, because sometimes it won't be if you're multiplying a mixed number times a fraction, you're going to write it as either a whole number or a mixed number. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to go ahead and get the examples for you. Okay, so the first one I'm going to do is where I'm going to multiply a fraction, 2/5, times a mixed number, 2 3/4. So in order to do this, I need to write 2 3/4 as an improper fraction so that I can multiply the numerators and then multiply the denominators. So if you'll remember from Monday, you can multiply the whole number and the denominator. So you're going to multiply those two numbers together. So 2 times 4 is going to equal 8. And then you would take your numerator and add it to your denominator. 8 plus 3 equals 11. The denominator, 4, would stay the same. So 2 3/4 is equivalent or equal to 11/4. 11/4 is now going to take the place of 2 3/4 so that I can multiply. So I'm going to rewrite the problem down here. 2/5 times 11/4. And as the other step 2, multiply the numerators. 2 times 11 is 22. And 5 times 4 is 20. Now, it is an improper fraction, but it can be simplified first with our prime factors and then written as a mixed number. So let's go ahead and simplify 22/20 first. So I need the prime factors for 22 and the prime factors for 20. So I'm going to do that over here. 22. Two numbers I can multiply together to get 22. 2 and 11. And in this case, both of those are prime. So on the top, I'm going to write 2 times 11. Now, prime factors for 20. Two numbers I can multiply together. 2 times 10. 2 is prime, 10 is not. 2 branches under 10, and 2 times 5. Both of those are prime. So on the bottom, I would write 2 times 2 times 5. Now, I still have 22 on top. I still have 20 on the bottom. But now I can compare my top and bottom and cross off what I see the same. I have a 2 on the top and the bottom. I can cross those off. Cannot cross this 2 off because I don't have another 2 on top. Now, I still have my improper fraction. 11 is left on top and 10 is on the bottom. But all I need to do now is divide my numerator by my denominator. Because remember, 11/10 is the same thing as 11 divided by 10. 11 divided by 10 is 1. 10 times 1 is 10. 11 minus 10 will leave you a remainder of 1. So my answer is 1 and 1/10. 1 and 1/10. So this is going to equal 1 whole and 1/10. So 2/5 times 2 3/4 is 1 and 1/10. Okay, let me show you another example where I'm going to multiply two mixed numbers together. 2 1/4 times 4 1/5. So both of these are going to need to be written as an improper fraction. So again, multiply the whole number times the denominator and then add the numerator. So 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 will become my numerator. My denominator was 4. It's going to remain 4. Put my multiplication sign, and I need to do the same thing here. Whole number times denominator. 4 times 5 is 20. Then add the numerator. 20 plus 1 is 21. And my denominator was 5, so it's going to be 5 again. 9/4 is equal to 2 1/4. And 21/5 is equal to 4 1/5. Now all I need to do is multiply my numerator and my denominator. Now, this is not a basic fact here, so I would do some side work. 21 times 9, so I can figure out what my numerator is going to be. So 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. So that's going to be 189. Wow, that's a pretty big number. And 4 times 5 is 20. Now I'm going to go ahead and divide my 189 by 20 because I do have an improper fraction. And I'm going to do that before I simplify with my prime factors. And the only reason I'm waiting to do that is because I want my fraction that I need to simplify to be a little bit smaller than this. This would be kind of hard for me to do prime factors for 189. Too many numbers to deal with. So I want to take my 189 and divide it by 20. Now I know 20 times 5 is 100. 20 times 6 is 120. 20 times 7 is 140. 20 times 8 is 160. 20 times 9 is 180. I think we're going to go with that. Put the 180 here. Subtract and end up with a remainder of 9. So 2 1/4 times 4 1/5 is equal to 9 and 9/20. 9 and 9/20. And 9 and 9/20 is already simplified. Okay, so you go ahead and practice now and take your exit slip, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.